Right on. What's going on? It's Mike Myers with another episode of the Five P's of Me production podcast. Check dig. Again, man, I got to keep revisiting, this shit methodology, or shall I say mentality. You know what I mean? We all, experience at one point in our life, and even up to today, how, you know, we want to be that guy or that girl, you know what I mean? That everybody flocks to. You can take that in a negative connotation or positive connotation. We can be the shit for the wrong reasons. We can be the shit for the right reasons. But to me, you know, uh, I've come to the conclusion that glorifying the riches and the fame that come with it, man. That's not what I'm looking for. I go back and reflect on my lifestyle and how I chased, looking for that glorified moment, you know, and the end result was uh, jails, penitentiaries, and institutions, man. You know, my shit today, or me being the shit today, is being a father to my son. You know what I'm saying? Being a brother to my brothers and my sister, being a son to my mama, you know, and the rest goes on, you know. But in order to, become that person, I had to make some changes, man. I've said this before in my last podcast because it's important. First of all, um, I'm to prepare to be the shit, you see these celebrities, you see these athletes, you see these stars, man. They put in the work, man. They put in that work to become who they are today. You know, now whether their personal life might reflect something different, it's on them. But at the same respect from us, from the outside looking in, we seeing somewhat of perfection, so to speak. In order to be the shit to me, you know, again, I had to put in that work. I'm still putting in that work. I got to just just reiterate that it's a work in progress every day for each individual that experience such. But where I'm going with this is, it used to be Savage, used to be Beast, now it's YN, you know, so on, But my thing is this, man, you got everybody preaching out here to you, especially since I grew up without my daddy. I grew up with my mom being a drug addict, or I grew up so and so and such and such. I don't know no better. I tell you what they got designed for young men, young women that don't want to do right. They sure enough got somewhere for you, man. So my reflection to you is to put down them guns, man. Put down, them violent behaviors. Respect. Have some respect for yourself and your respect for your elders, man, and which our young people have gotten away from. If you want to be the shit, that's the way you become the shit, man. You become somebody who matters. Go get you a job. Go back to school. Go to school. Learn something, man. It might be profitable in moving, the community you live in forward. You know, that's what being a shit means to me. Once you can be a contribution to your society or your community, it is no longer about you but about us, man. You know, that's what the whole concept of this 5P transition from a me to a we mentality. You know, of course, man, you can't do nothing if you don't get yourself in order. You can't get yourself in order, man. You good to you, and you ain't especially ain't no good to those in your circle or those in your race or those in your community, man. It's that's what being the shit is about, man. Moving your people forward, man. Helping impact your people, man. And it don't matter. I don't care if you're black or white or whatever. It's all about change. Want something different, man. You know, of course, you may have come from a broken home. You may have come from an abusive atmosphere. You may have come from, a drug-stricken uh, neighborhood. But that ain't what you got to be, man. You know what I'm saying? You can always do better. You know, every day you wake up, you can do better. It is so, um, how can I say it? It's so trendy now, for us to want to be like, want to do all this social media hype. Man, we get on here and we portray to be this, or we portray to do this. It's fantasies. You know what I mean? Fantasies can become reality if you put in the work. You know what I mean? But it don't come by just sitting up there watching things happen, wondering what happened. We gotta make it happen. And to make it happen, it takes preparation. Action and effort, man. Production comes after. Let me share something with you guys. I mean, it's I had to go experience a lot and a lot to come to this conclusion that that former stuff wasn't working. You know what I mean? That former stuff wasn't working, man. No matter what I did, man. I might have got over for a day or a year or a year. However, in the end, man, the end result was uh, I came back to be in the same position, man. Didn't move forward at all. In fact, I regress. I took 10 steps back, which caused me 1,000 steps forward to recover. So, that's what being a shit is about to me, for me today. I say proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's a lifestyle, man. Preparing for your everyday instance, your everyday circumstance, your everyday situation you gonna deal with. We have to continue to, seek better, want better, do better. Got to move forward, one foot for the other. I'm saying proceed through the process, man. Again, life is a process in itself, one in which we got to sit up there and trust. I was listening to one senator, man, I forgot his name, John. I think it was John. He's passed, man, but he really brought forth a message when George Floyd was killed up in Minneapolis. But John Lewis, I think that's his name. Anyway, he said, "Man, let's get in some trouble, but make sure it's good trouble, man. And with that good trouble, how could trouble be good? But in the same respect, man, what he was saying, man, is move forward and do something constructive, man, that would help promote, your family, your friends. You know what I'm saying? So, um, that and that laid on me for quite some time, man. My English teacher was like, "You good trouble. Trouble ain't associated with good, man." But you know what I'm saying. So, I took that and I raveled it and wondered, like, yeah, okay, okay, there's a positive you can gain from that, man. So, I began to change my mentality and I began to see what I can extract from my bad. And there's a lesson in everything you do. Every action deserves a reaction, correct? But at the same respect, man, I seen it was some recognized as being bad, but what did you learn from it? What did you take from it that can sit up there and keep you from having to revisit that again? The more I got to thinking, I was like, okay, okay, okay. And in reflection to our young people, man, dang, shoot, y'all got everything available to y'all from all the social platforms, all the technology that's available, all programs we didn't even have. We had programs, but not even remotely close to what they're offering to young people nowadays. Y'all got everything at your disposal to take advantage of. So you can't say, man, I ain't got this, so I don't. Man, it's all about your mentality. Take one step at a time, man. You go register for a program. Go register for college. Go register for a few IT savvy man. Get on that internet, man. Make some things happen. They offer all kind of business concepts on the computer, man. I see it every day. I'm not savvy to it. I wish I was. I'll probably be what rich guy, man. But you say a lot of people say I wish I could go back so and so knowing what I know now. You know what I mean? I'm one of them. I'm definitely one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much is available, man, and so much is offered to take advantage of. Shortcutting don't get you nowhere, man. Shortcutting get you. It might get you there, but at the same time, what you shortcutted on might be vital to what you could have had more of. Oh, that's what being a shit about, man. If you got your parents out there, man, you owe them. Irregardless if they had a bad life, showed you a bad life, you still owe them because they were responsible for your being on this earth. You know what I'm saying? God bless them with you. You know what I'm saying? So bless them back. Bless them back by being and doing better, man. Moving forward, taking advantage of all that is available to you. Even if you don't know, ask somebody. You got people out here that'll help you. And, like I said, once you properly prepare yourself, man, and you got that gravitating personality, as I told you before. Individuals will sit up there and lay down their life for you sometime if they see that you got that personality that just shines, man, that touches them in a manner. Oh wow, I like this guy, I like this girl, the way she comes in, or he comes in with such a perfect beautiful attitude. I'm learning. I am people people love to have be around an individual that shines, man. Got that great energy, got them great vibes, man. The negativity, man, and pick up some of them positive vibes, man, to help us move forward. Because without y'all, man, we depend on y'all to move us forward, man. You know what I'm saying? Move us forward with with your knowledge. Move us forward with your power. You know what I mean. And I don't mean moving no drugs or whatnot, but I'm talking about move us as a people, in a direction to where we can be, respected, not only amongst ourselves, but to our counterparts too. There's too many instances in the news where negativity in black communities is sensationalized. Overall concept is, man, are they ever gonna get this thing right, man? Again, man, y'all got the keys, man, and us parents, us uncles and aunts, you know nurture them, show them the way, man. Some people may say, well, I'm washed up at 50, I'm washed up at 60. You're not washed up. You still got a chance as long as you can get up and breathe, man. It only means directing or guiding somebody in the right direction, you know what I'm saying? So that they can, pass and say, well, one old school OG passed me the torch, man. I'm just keeping going what he gave me, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't all about monetary. If you can sit up there and move them in a direction to where they can better themselves so they can better their communities and their people, you've done a whole lot. So I can't reiterate it's a must, especially in these times, man. In these times, man, of course, everything is advancing and moving at record pace. So, it's nothing to uh, uh, go ahead and say, what we gonna do when everything is at our disposal, man. But at the same respect, we if we don't sit up here and take advantage of it, it's our fault. even with this guy in office, if you got a plan, if you got a plan, you sure can get it, man. As long as it's, a fruitful demonstration. Yeah, he makes it available to us, man. So all you gotta do is figure out, how you go present it and how it's gonna be profitable to our young people. Man, you guys are the way better, man. So, y'all can sit up there and take the torch to glory. When I say take the torch to glory, I mean, I'm saying showing moving forward for your people, putting yourself in position, to make a difference. Of course, we got people in command that has done things, for communities and whatnot. But sometimes we put a black eye on that also when we sit up there and counteract it with negative energy, when we counteract it with negative behavior. So, um, man, I'm here to tell you, it can happen, man. You just gotta put your put your effort forth, man. You gotta put your production back in play so that you can make a difference. Again, I want to be, impactful in whatever I do. We, have business to take care of, been had business to take care of. We are so behind. So, with that being said, man, we got to do better, man. Got to do better. This is a message, man, to anyone who hears it, man. Share this, tag it, subscribe it, you know what I mean? Like it, roll some things over. I ain't gonna beg you, but I'm asking you, taking the context, this is something that's beneficial for all of us. This ain't about selfish gain. This ain't about me doing more than Joe Blow on the social medias. This is about, man, moving forward so we can create and build together, man. With that being said, man, you guys have a blessed day. Next segment, man, we'll talk a little bit more. It's been a 5 P's and Me production. Mike Myers, I'm out.